Managing diabetes really hinges on making the right choices in your diet, and sometimes that can feel like a bit of a minefield. But don't worry, we're here to help guide you through it. In this video, we're going to count down 15 foods that can be particularly challenging for diabetics. This isn't just a list of don'ts. We're also going to talk about why these foods can be problematic and provide you with some healthier alternatives to keep your meals both delicious and diabetes-friendly. If you're new here, we're all about making healthy living simple and sustainable. So, if that sounds like your journey, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Today, we've got a super important topic for anyone touched by diabetes, whether that's you or someone you care about. From the foods you should be mindful of, all the way to the ones it's best to significantly limit or avoid, this countdown is all about empowering you with the knowledge to make informed choices. Now, let's start our countdown of the 15 worst foods for diabetics. Kicking off our list at number 15 are energy bars. You know, these are often touted as the perfect on-the-go snack, especially for those with a busy lifestyle. But here's a little insider tip. While some energy bars can be a good snack choice, others might as well be candy bars in disguise. That's right, many of these bars are actually loaded with sugar and fat, not exactly what you want if you're managing diabetes. Now, I'm not saying all energy bars are off limits. The key is to be a smart shopper. When you're browsing the energy bar aisle, take a moment to flip those bars over and read the nutrition labels. What you're looking for are bars that are low in sugar but high in protein and fiber. Why is that? Well, protein is great for keeping you feeling full and satisfied, which is super helpful if you're trying to manage your weight, a common concern in diabetes management. Fiber, on the other hand, is like a superhero for blood sugar control. It slows down the absorption of glucose into your bloodstream, helping to prevent those roller coaster blood sugar spikes and crashes. But let's talk about practicality too. We all have those days when we're running from one thing to the next, and sitting down for a snack just isn't going to happen. That's where a well-chosen energy bar can really come in handy. Toss one in your bag or keep a stash in your desk drawer, and you've got a quick and convenient snack that won't throw your blood sugar out of whack. At number 14, we're talking about fruit juice. Now, when you hear fruit juice, you might automatically think it's a healthy choice, right? After all, it comes from fruit. But here's the twist. While fruit juice does have some of the vitamins and minerals found in whole fruits, it's missing a crucial component, fiber. And the absence of fiber makes a big difference, especially for diabetics. You see, fiber in whole fruits helps slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. This means that when you eat an apple, for instance, the sugar hits your system more gradually compared to drinking a glass of apple juice. And without that fiber, fruit juice can cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels, not ideal when you're trying to keep those levels in check. But don't worry, you don't have to give up on fruity flavors. A great alternative is infusing water with fresh fruits. It's super simple and incredibly refreshing. Just slice up your favorite fruits, toss them into a pitcher of water, and let the natural flavors infuse. You get a hint of sweetness, a burst of fruitiness, and none of the blood sugar spikes. Another option? Vegetable juices. Now, before you make a face, hear me out. Vegetable juices can be surprisingly tasty and are generally lower in sugar than fruit juices. Just make sure you're choosing or making ones without added sugars. You might be pleasantly surprised at how good they can be. Moving on to number 13, we delve into the world of natural sweeteners, honey, agave nectar, and maple syrup. These sweeteners often come with a health halo because they're natural. But here's something important for diabetics to keep in mind. Natural doesn't always mean blood sugar friendly. These sweeteners, despite being natural, can cause your blood sugar levels to spike pretty much the same way as regular sugar does. Now, you might be asking, but aren't they healthier than regular sugar? In some ways, yes. They do contain trace amounts of vitamins and minerals, which you won't find in plain table sugar. However, when it comes to blood sugar control, they act similarly to sugar, causing those quick rises in blood sugar levels that anyone managing diabetes would want to avoid. So, what's the takeaway? Moderation is definitely key. Enjoying these natural sweeteners in small amounts can add a touch of sweetness to your meals without going overboard on your sugar intake. But if you're looking for a safer way to sweeten your dishes, you might want to consider low-calorie sweeteners. These sweeteners have little to no effect on your blood sugar levels, making them a more diabetes-friendly option. Remember, when managing diabetes, understanding the impact of different types of sweeteners on your blood sugar is crucial. At number 12 on our list, we find processed meats. This category includes the likes of deli meats, sausages, and bacon, which are staples in many diets but come with a catch for diabetics. The main issue with these processed meats isn't just about fat content, it's their high sodium and preservative content that raises concern. You see, these meats are often loaded with sodium, salt, and various preservatives to extend their shelf life and enhance flavor. However, high sodium intake is something diabetics need to be cautious about. Excessive salt doesn't directly affect blood sugar levels, but it can increase blood pressure, a common concern in diabetes. Plus, some preservatives used in these meats have been linked to other health risks. Now, I know it's hard to resist the allure of a crispy slice of bacon or a savory piece of sausage, but there are healthier alternatives that are much kinder to your body, especially if you're managing diabetes. Fresh, lean cuts of meat are a great option. They're lower in sodium and free from those added preservatives found in processed versions. Chicken breast, turkey, and lean cuts of beef or pork can be flavorful additions to your diet when cooked with herbs and spices. And for those exploring plant-based diets, plant proteins like beans, lentils, and tofu are not just healthy. They're also versatile and can be delicious with the right recipes. These plant-based options provide protein without the excess sodium and preservatives, making them a great choice for maintaining stable blood sugar levels. Landing at number 11, we're tackling a sneaky culprit in many diets: trans fats. Now, trans fats are kind of like those villains in movies who wear a disguise. They're often hidden in everyday foods like margarines, spreads, and various packaged goods. The problem with these fats is twofold, especially for diabetics. Firstly, they're notorious for their negative impact on heart health, but what's less commonly known is that they can also mess with your insulin sensitivity. When we talk about insulin sensitivity, we're referring to how well your body responds to insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar levels. Trans fats can make your body's cells more resistant to insulin, which is a big deal if you're managing diabetes. It means your body has to work harder to keep your blood sugar levels in check. So, what should you do about trans fats? The best approach is to try and cut them out as much as possible. This means reading labels when you're grocery shopping and steering clear of products that list partially hydrogenated oils. That's code for trans fats. But don't worry, it's not all about taking things out of your diet. There's also a delicious side to this. Instead of trans fats, you can turn to healthier fats that are actually good for your heart and won't mess with your insulin sensitivity. Avocados, for instance, are packed with healthy monounsaturated fats. They're like nature's butter, creamy and full of nutrients. Then there's olive oil, which is great for cooking or drizzling over salads. These healthy fats not only add flavor to your meals, but also bring numerous health benefits to the table. Next up, at number 10 in our countdown, are high-sugar fruits. Now, we all know fruits are a key part of a healthy diet, packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. But here's a twist for those managing diabetes. Not all fruits are created equal when it comes to their sugar content. Some fruits have higher sugar levels and can cause more significant blood sugar spikes than others. When you're dealing with diabetes, it's not just about avoiding sugar. It's more about how quickly and how much that sugar enters your bloodstream. That's where the glycemic index, GI, comes into play. It's a measure of how fast a food raises your blood sugar. High-sugar fruits like pineapples, mangoes, and grapes tend to have a higher GI, meaning they can raise your blood sugar levels more quickly. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to give up fruit altogether. There are plenty of delicious and nutritious options that are lower on the glycemic index, Berries, for instance, are an excellent choice. Blueberries, strawberries and raspberries are not only lower in sugar, but also high in fiber, which helps slow down the absorption of glucose. Then there are apples and pears, which, thanks to their fiber content, have a more gradual impact on blood sugar levels. Incorporating these lower GI fruits into your diet allows you to enjoy the sweetness and health benefits of fruit without the worry of rapid blood sugar spikes. Plus, they're super versatile. Throw them in a smoothie, add them to your oatmeal, or just enjoy them as a fresh, juicy snack. Coming in at number 9 on our list are high-sodium foods. Now, salt. It's everywhere, right? We often think of it as just a flavor enhancer, but in reality, it's a bit more complicated than that, especially for individuals managing diabetes. The connection between salt, or sodium, and diabetes might not be obvious at first, but it becomes clearer when you consider that many people with diabetes also deal with high blood pressure. Here's the deal. Consuming too much salt can lead to increased blood pressure, which is a risk factor for heart disease. And since diabetes already puts you at a higher risk for heart-related issues, keeping an eye on your sodium intake becomes doubly important. It's like walking a tightrope. You've got to keep everything balanced. But how do you cut down on salt without sacrificing flavor? The key is to shift towards fresh or frozen produce. These natural goodies are low in sodium and high in nutrients. Plus, they're like a blank canvas. You can flavor them up with herbs and spices, which are great alternatives to salt. If you're a fan of packaged or prepared foods, and let's face it, they can be pretty convenient, look for low-sodium versions. Food labels are your friends here. Keep an eye out for terms like no salt added or low sodium. This small step can make a big difference in managing your overall health, especially in combination with diabetes. At number 8, we're talking about a beverage that's often at the center of social gatherings: alcohol. Now, alcohol and diabetes can be a bit of a tricky combination. The reason? Alcohol can affect your blood sugar levels, but not always in a way that's easy to predict. For some, it might cause blood sugar to rise, while for others, it could lead to a drop, especially if you're on certain diabetes medications. Here's a little more detail on why alcohol can be a challenge for diabetics. Alcoholic drinks, especially those high in sugar like certain cocktails or sweet wines, can initially raise your blood sugar, but then alcohol can also interfere with the liver's ability to release glucose, potentially leading to low blood sugar levels hours later. This effect can be particularly concerning if you take insulin or other blood sugar lowering medications. So what's the best approach if you have diabetes and enjoy a drink now and then? Moderation is definitely key. This means keeping an eye on not just how much you drink, but also what you're drinking. Opting for lower sugar options and being mindful of mixes that can be high in sugar can help manage the impact on your blood sugar levels. And of course, there's always the option of non-alcoholic beverages. These days, there are plenty of non-alcoholic versions of popular drinks that taste just as good as their alcoholic counterparts. From mocktails to non-alcoholic beers and wines, you can enjoy the social aspect of a drink without worrying about its effect on your diabetes. Landing at our not-so-lucky number 7 are packaged snacks and baked goods. Now, who doesn't love a quick snack or a sweet treat from the bakery section? But here's the catch. These convenient goodies often come with a not-so-sweet side for diabetics. They're usually loaded with sugar, refined flour, and unhealthy fats, a trio that's not exactly friendly to blood sugar levels. When we talk about sugar and refined flour, we're looking at ingredients that can cause rapid spikes in your blood sugar. And then there's the unhealthy fats, often in the form of trans fats, which aren't great for heart health, something that's extra important to keep an eye on if you're managing diabetes. But fear not, this doesn't mean you have to say goodbye to all things sweet and delicious. The trick is to find healthier alternatives. Fresh fruits, for instance, are a fantastic option. They satisfy that sweet craving while also providing you with fiber and essential nutrients. A much better deal for your blood sugar. And what about when you're hankering for a baked treat? Homemade is the way to go. When you make snacks at home, you have complete control over what goes into them. You can swap out high-sugar ingredients for healthier alternatives, use whole grains instead of refined flour, and choose heart-healthy fats like olive oil or avocado. So, while those pre-packaged snacks and store-bought baked goods might be tempting, opting for fresh fruits or homemade treats with healthier ingredients can be a delicious and diabetes-friendly way to satisfy your cravings. As we reach number 6 on our list, let's talk about fatty red meats. Now, I know a juicy steak or a hearty burger can be hard to resist, but here's something to consider, especially if you're managing diabetes. Fatty red meats are high in saturated fats, which can be a bit of a problem. These saturated fats are known to worsen insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is like having a rusty lock on the door to your body's cells. It makes it harder for insulin to open the door and let glucose in, leading to higher blood sugar levels. But before you think you have to give up on meat entirely, there's good news. It's all about making smarter choices. Lean meats are a great alternative. Think skinless poultry like chicken or turkey breasts and lean cuts of beef or pork. They provide the protein you need without the extra saturated fats. And when you cook these lean meats with some creative seasoning, trust me, you won't feel like you're missing out. Then there's the world of plant-based proteins. Things like beans, lentils, tofu, and tempeh. These aren't just for vegetarians and vegans. They're fantastic options for anyone looking to manage their diabetes better. They're low in fat, high in fiber, and don't contribute to insulin resistance. Plus, they're incredibly versatile in cooking. You can use them in everything from salads to stir-fries to soups. Hitting number 5 on our list are fried and fast foods. Let's be real, who doesn't crave a crispy fried chicken or a quick burger from the drive-thru now and then? But when it comes to managing diabetes, these foods can be more of a foe than a friend. Fried and fast foods are often loaded with calories, unhealthy fats, and a lot of salt. It's a combination that's not ideal if you're trying to keep your blood sugar levels and heart health in check. Why exactly are these foods problematic for diabetics? Well, the high-calorie content can contribute to weight gain, which is a risk factor for worsening diabetes control. The unhealthy fats, particularly trans fats often found in fried foods, can increase insulin resistance. That's like putting extra hurdles in the track for your body's insulin trying to do its job. And then there's the salt, which can lead to high blood pressure, a common complication in diabetes. But here's the brighter side. You don't have to give up on tasty meals. The secret is in making your own food at home where you have full control over what goes into it. Instead of frying, why not try baking or grilling? You'd be surprised how delicious baked chicken or grilled veggies can be with the right seasoning and marinades. Not only are these cooking methods healthier, but they also let you explore different flavors and cuisines. Homemade meals also give you the advantage of portion control, ensuring you're eating just the right amount for your needs. Plus, cooking at home can be a fun and rewarding experience. It's a chance to get creative in the kitchen and maybe even discover a new favorite recipe. Now at number 4, we have sweetened breakfast cereals. We've all been there. It's a busy morning and you need a quick breakfast fix. Sweetened cereals seem like the perfect solution, right? Pour, eat, and out the door. However, if you're watching your blood sugar, these cereals can be more of a stumbling block than a stepping stone. The issue here is their high sugar content and often low fiber levels. So, what's the big deal with sugar and fiber? Well, when you consume a lot of sugar, especially without much fiber, it can lead to rapid spikes in your blood glucose levels. Fiber, particularly the soluble type found in some cereals, helps to slow down the absorption of sugar, making it easier to keep blood sugar levels stable. But don't worry, this doesn't mean cereal is off the breakfast menu. The trick is to choose wisely. Look for cereals that are whole grain and low in sugar. These are going to be much gentler on your blood sugar. Whole grains have the fiber that helps moderate your body's response to sugar. Plus, they keep you feeling fuller for longer. A nice bonus if you've got a busy day ahead. Also, check out cereals with added fiber. They often have labels like high in fiber or source of fiber, making them easy to spot. Starting your day with a bowl of these healthier cereals not only satisfies your morning hunger, but also sets you up for better blood sugar control throughout the day. Coming in at number 3 on our list are full-fat dairy products. Now, dairy is a staple in many diets. It's in our fridges, in our coffees, our breakfasts. But when it comes to managing diabetes, the type of dairy you choose can make a big difference. Full-fat dairy products like whole milk, cream, and certain cheeses are high in saturated fats. And here's where it gets tricky for those with diabetes. Saturated fats can increase insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is kind of like having a faulty key in a lock. Normally, insulin opens the door to let glucose into your body's cells. But with insulin resistance, it's as though the lock isn't working properly. The result? Glucose stays in the bloodstream, leading to higher blood sugar levels. But don't worry, you don't have to cut dairy out of your life completely. The solution lies in making a switch to low-fat or fat-free dairy options. These products give you the dairy goodness without as much of the saturated fat. Think of it like switching from a heavy cream to a lighter version. You still get to enjoy that creamy texture, but it's a lot kinder to your insulin sensitivity. Low-fat and fat-free dairy products include options like skim milk, low-fat yogurt, and reduced-fat cheese. They can be great additions to your meals and snacks, offering calcium and protein without the extra saturated fat. And the best part? They can help you manage your blood sugar levels more effectively, fitting nicely into a diabetes-friendly diet. Almost at the top of our list, at number 2, are some of the most common staples in kitchens worldwide: white bread, pasta, and rice. These foods are often a go-to for quick and easy meals, but here's the catch for those managing diabetes. They are high on the glycemic index, GI. This means they can cause quick and significant spikes in your blood sugar levels. Let's break down what this means. The glycemic index is a scale that ranks carbohydrates on a scale from 0 to 100 based on how quickly and how much they raise blood sugar levels after eating. Foods with a high GI are quickly digested and absorbed, leading to a rapid rise in blood sugar. That's why white bread, pasta, and rice, which are high GI foods, can be problematic for diabetics. They can send your blood sugar levels soaring shortly after you eat them. But don't worry, you don't have to say goodbye to your favorite meals. The solution? Switching to whole grain versions. Whole grains are processed less than their white counterparts, which means they retain more of their natural fiber. This fiber is a game changer. It slows down the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates, leading to a slower and more gradual rise in blood sugar. So, instead of white rice, try brown rice. Swap out regular pasta for whole wheat pasta, and reach for whole grain bread instead of white bread. These swaps are not just better for your blood sugar management, they also offer more nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. It's a simple change that can have a big impact on managing your diabetes. And finally, we've reached number 1 on our list, the biggest challenge for diabetics: sugary beverages. This category is a broad one, encompassing everything from sodas and sweetened teas to energy drinks. The common thread running through all of these drinks? They're loaded with simple sugars. For someone managing diabetes, this means they can cause rapid and significant increases in blood sugar levels, which is exactly what you want to avoid. Let's dive into why these beverages pose such a challenge. Simple sugars are absorbed quickly into the bloodstream, leading to those spikes in blood sugar that can be so problematic for diabetics. It's kind of like adding fuel to a fire. It flares up quickly. Regular consumption of these high-sugar drinks can not only make blood sugar control more difficult, but also contribute to weight gain and other health issues. So, what's the best way to quench your thirst if you're steering clear of sugary beverages? The good news is that there are plenty of delicious and refreshing alternatives. Good old water is always a fantastic choice. It hydrates without affecting your blood sugar levels. If plain water doesn't excite you, try infusing it with slices of fruits or herbs for a flavor boost. Herbal teas are another great option. They come in a variety of flavors, can be enjoyed hot or cold and have the added benefit of being naturally free of calories and sugars. And there you have it, our comprehensive countdown of the 15 foods that can be particularly challenging for individuals managing diabetes. Each item on this list represents a choice, an opportunity to take control of your diabetes management. By understanding which foods to limit and what alternatives to embrace, you can make significant strides in controlling your blood sugar levels and maintaining your overall health. But it's also important to remember that everyone's journey with diabetes is unique. What works for one person may not work for another. That's why it's crucial to consult with healthcare professionals to get personalized advice that's tailored to your specific needs and circumstances. We hope this countdown has been informative and helpful in guiding your food choices. If you've found any particular food swaps that work well for you, or have any tips on managing diabetes through diet, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Your insights could be invaluable to others in our community. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Stay informed, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.